And tonight, mounting pressure for Lee County to figure out what to do with millions of dollars in CARES Act money. It has until the end of the year to spend it or give it back to the federal government. Fox 4's Rob Manch joins us live now from outside the commission chambers. So, Rob, how much money are we talking about here?
Well, Jane, right now the county may have as much as $85 million it needs to figure out how to spend in just the next 17 days, or it could lose it altogether. Now, Congress could vote to extend that deadline, but it hasn't done so yet. And today, I learned there's advocates right here in Lee County that are already trying to recommend places for that money to go. According to the county, only about $49 million of the original $134 million has been spent so far. But Commission Chair Brian Hammond says there are still requests for help the county's completing.
The program shuts down today as far as taking new applications. We'll take the last 2 weeks of the year to try and process all the applications we've received.
But the Lee Cares program has been operating since May, and it's not likely these new applications for assistance will cover even close to the remaining amount. But Hammond says commissioners have a plan.
That plan will include reimbursing public safety and our sheriff's office and even the municipalities for the expenses that they've had to undertake in order to help combat COVID-19 and the pandemic out here.
That answer isn't what Kat Dusterhouse wants to hear.
I first became involved with the homeless crisis in Lee County when I learned that Centennial Park was closing.
Dusterhouse saw those people getting removed from the park and wanted to see if CARES Act money was being used to help them.
Based on my public information request, Lee County has spent $156,036 for homelessness. And that number is just really small.
Dusterhouse was also concerned when the county only covered utilities in its last round of support.
The third round isn't even for rent. So there are people that are going to be losing their homes. There are already people that have lost their homes in Lee County.
But Hammond says those people aren't being forgotten. They just have to turn to a different funding source for support.
The best use of funds was to use those HUD dollars to administer the mortgage assistance as opposed to our Lee Cares program.
And Hammond tells me in addition to voting on what to do with the remaining CARES Act money tomorrow morning, commissioners will also be voting to accept $2.7 million from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and he says that will be designated to go directly to homelessness services. In Lee County, Rob Manch, Fox 4.